Hi, it's Eliana here, and today I am going to be discussing the topic of secret space programs, memory recoveries, how you go about that, and the question of evidence. Does evidence actually qualify and pertain to this topic? So when someone has recollections or bits of memories or recall memories, bleed throughs, they're called all of these things. You might remember doing service work as an SSP asset on the moon, Mars, or somewhere else in our solar system or outside. It could be on ships, it could be on bases, it could be on space stations or space platforms. So there's a lot of different variations in what these memories come in as. You could have had experiences as the SSP asset serving in your own body, in a clone, in a biological human cyborg, or an avatar body that is partially synthetic. There's so many different variations. There's the 20 and back, there's the 40 and back, there's the 60 and back. And the concept of time travel is involved in the secret space programs. It's called quantum leap time travel. So basically, they can beam you out using TR-3Bs, other spacecraft. They use different antimatter, anti-gravity craft, plasma craft, crystalline core crafts. There's something had been powered with mercury at the beginning in the TR-3Bs. Now there's the TR-6s and higher models of that. So there's different variations of craft that you can be beamed out from at night with the craft. They have the beams to beam you out, and they have that technology, and the rest, everybody's in the house, the rest of your family's sleeping. Usually it happens at night when you're taken into the SSP service. Usually it starts from the moon, then goes to Mars. Some people go elsewhere to be trained. Some people have MyLabs that starts from childhood or young adulthood. Some people are recruited into the Monarch programs, Monarch Solutions, like I was. There's Kruger, there's Nachtwaffen, Reger or Dark Fleet. There's planetary corporations. There's also Mars Defense Force, Earth Defense Force, the Shadow Guard program. There's so many different programs in the secret space program. There's Solar Warden, before that Radiant Guardian. So many different groups. I'm sure there's many others. So basically, it's a whole variation of where you can end up in service. There's also lunar space operations that's involved on the moon, and some of these groups are run by the US Navy, Army Navy bases. There's German bases. There's so many different bases that the groups have on the moon and on Mars. So there's variants of that, as well as the space station platforms and the ships. And everything does go beyond the speed of light. So we do travel to other star systems, solar systems, even galaxies. We have warp capable drives and much more. With the crystalline technology, it's beyond warp drive. It's beyond Star Trek even. So, and now how do we get at these memories? If we have bits and pieces of memories, how do we go about finding out more information and whether these memories are true or if they were implanted? Like, how do you go about verifying all of this? And how do you verify or give evidence of this? Well, if you have the bits and pieces of memories, if you recall something or think you were in the SSP, a good way of finding that out and figuring it out is to do hypnosis regression, to basically look at what you remembered. Is that actually your true memories? To make sure it's accurate, it's your memories, that you don't have memory implants, that it's not fake memories or implanted memories. Hypnosis can help you verify that what you remember, either it's actually your own experiences from the SSP, and to figure out if that's real or not, or if it was implanted memories or faked memories, because in the SSP that also happens. You're implanted with fake memories or screen memories to prevent you from getting at the real ones. So hypnosis can really help you to figure out what's yours and what's not, what's real and what's not. Have you been in the SSP or not? Have you been in my labs or not? Have you been abducted by ETs or not? Have you participated in any other programs outside of the SSP or not? Hypnosis can help you answer all of those questions and much more. And honestly, this is how most people get their testimony, SSP testimony. Part of it comes from the memory recalls that they have, and the rest comes from the hypnosis. That is the testimony. And that is the evidence, really. Because I was asked recently 7 times, well, I watched you on various shows. I watched you on the Michael Jaco show. I watched your YouTube channel. Your testimony seems compelling, but I can't really trust this testimony until you provide me with evidence. Can you give me any evidence that your testimony is real? My testimony is real. I've had hypnosis sessions done. I've done a lot of examination of those memory recalls as well. Yes, my memories are real. What I experienced was real. I also had those Neuralink implants inside my brain, and that counts as evidence. Because if we look at the Cybernetics labs, what they do on Mars in Planetary Corp, they create and develop the Neuralink implants. They create and develop the crystalline spacecraft. They create the smart suits. They create the tic-tac crafts. All of that is done on Mars and other installations of the SSPs. They do the quantum leap time travel technologies. They have the TR3Bs, 6s and 7s. They help to build that out. They build out the dome-shaped, electromagnetically protected bases with the force fields, both on the moon and Mars. All of that is SSP tech. I had Neuralink implants in my brain. They enhanced my telepathy. They enhanced my memories, my cognition. They allowed me to connect with different holographic technologies, databases that they allowed me to pilot ships remotely to test the ships. They allowed me to adjust my smart suit because that's nanotechnology, and Neuralink implants are also nanotech on a small scale. So those Neuralink implants originate from planetary corporations, and they're specifically put into the brain of the cybernetics technicians. Now, I'm not for transhumanism. I don't encourage it. I don't advertise it. I'm just saying this was what I experienced on Mars in the cybernetics labs. I was a cybernetics technician. I worked with the Neuralink implants. I helped to develop them. I helped to test them. And yes, I had them in my brain, and they malfunctioned eventually because there was no maintenance for them. I refused to go back to Mars to get them calibrated. because they have energy cores. So, and it leaked the nanofiber gold from the filaments connected to my neurons and axons in my brain. So what evidence can I provide that person who is asking for evidence? I had been talking about Neuralink implants since 2016, the beginning of 2016. And I had no idea that Elon Musk had a Neuralink company that was going to be designing Neuralink implants starting in 2019. The company came out public in 2017 that they're creating Neuralink implants that are brain interfaces to help people with Alzheimer's, movement disorders, and eventually synthetic telepathy, and merging those Neuralink implants with holographic technology in the cloud and accessing the internet. That's the end goal of Neuralink. But Neuralink is actual technology that's close to what a microchip is. That's implanted in your brain. Neuralink are nanotechnology implants that are part etheric and energetic. They're very different from Neuralink, from what Elon Musk is developing. What I had in my brain, the Neuralink implants, those are 300 years more advanced than Neuralink, Elon Musk's technology. So that's one piece of evidence. Why would I have this knowledge of Neuralink implants? How was I able to talk about this technology when it wasn't even publicly out that such things existed? Yet I was talking about it. I was talking about the med beds, the Meditech units, their applications, how they work, because that's what I saw on Mars. That's what I worked with. That's the technology that was there. Regeneration tanks, that was there. Now, a lot of other experiencers are talking about that. And there's a lot of information going around that med beds will be out soon for everyone. I don't know when that's coming. I don't even know if that's true. So can't comment when and how on Earth. They exist on Mars, they're there, saw the technology, I worked with the technology, regen tanks, Meditech units, med beds, holographic medical pods, that's what I called them because that's their official name. I never got to use a holographic medical pod. I just got to program it with the holographic tech to heal other people through the plasma fields that's incorporated into the med bed. That's how it works to heal. It can heal anything, virtually anything, and bring you back from the dead. So I was one of the first to disclose this technology and to talk about it in 2006 and onwards. So I've been disclosing this information since 2016. And there's a third piece of evidence. The Cyborg Super Soldiers 2050 document created by this was a compilation created for the DoD, how they can use nanotechnology to work with neuronal implants in the brain and other parts of the body for soldiers, to enhance soldiers and to control different technology, satellites, drones, to be able to man them remotely through those nano implants, to enhance strength, to enhance the warfare environment. That's all described in the Cyborg Soldiers 2050 document. That's super soldiers. Personally, I haven't talked about super soldiers, but I've talked about the smart suits that enhance our strength, that enhance our agility and speed. Smart suits. The Cyborg Soldiers 2050 documentation also talks about smart suits and mech suits, and that we're going to have this all of this is starting to be developed 2030, 2040, 2050, 2060. The document talks about that. Again, that document came out, think about end of 2019, beginning of 2020. I've been talking about all that stuff since 2016, the smart suits, the technology, how it works. So that's piece evidence number 3. I can link a lot of stuff together that I've been talking about. The biological drug serums, I've been talking about those. Evidence number 4, how that works and what it does, how it could help to heal the autoimmune system, the nervous system, and how it can heal the brain as well, because it reduces inflammation, certain biological drug serums and plasma. I've discussed that again since 2016 and 2018 and onwards. And now there's information coming out about biological drug serums. And it's out in the news, it's out on everywhere. A lot of information is coming out how biological drug serums are being formulated, how it could heal the autoimmune system, allergies, remove inflammation from the body, et cetera, et cetera. That is all regenerative medicine. And I've been talking about that for a while, for the last couple of years, 4 or 5 years. So if people look at the evidence and follow what I've been discussing all along, the evidence is there. This is nothing I could have made up. This comes from my memories. This comes from my hypnosis regressions, all the presentations that I've done, all the interviews that I've done. That's my own work. It comes from me. That information is mine. It's nobody else's, and the terminology is mine as well. What the technology is called, what I saw, what I experienced. That's my testimony, and it's part of the evidence. And there are comparisons of evidence. I've linked many documents. I've talked about the Cyborg soldiers 2050 report, talked about biological drug serums, med beds, and I've also included articles about Neuralink information. I've done comparisons to put the pieces of the evidence together, the puzzle pieces. So if people really study my work, the evidence is there. So whether you believe me or not, there's a paper trail of evidence. And my testimony corroborates the parallel technologies from Mars, what's going down on Earth as well. The evidence is there. Person just has to do a bit of research and link it all together. But it's there. So I've worked to put the pieces of the evidence together. So that for that person who emailed me several times, I've put the evidence together. My testimony is the evidence. So, if you can't believe the evidence and you can't believe what you see, that's fine. But it's all there. And other people's testimony, SSP testimony, also matches up with what I've been sharing as well. So it's not just me talking about this stuff. When a person is taken into the into SSP service, they're abducted. They're not able to take cameras, recording devices into SSP service. And when they're returned from their service, they don't have anything with them. They don't have pictures. They don't have recorders or cameras. You're not allowed to go in with those, and you're not allowed to come out with that. All you have is your repressed memories that eventually come up if you're lucky. Depending on what technology you were mind wiped with, sometimes it doesn't fully work and the memories resurface, or they're triggered by something or life events. And you start getting glimpses of what you did in the SSP, that you were abducted and put into service, whether it's with your permission or not. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. And you're not always fully aware of what you sign up for. So the testimony is the evidence. And I don't have far-fetched testimony. I have testimony of Neuralink implants, med beds, smart suits, Meditech units, regeneration tanks. This is technology that we will eventually have on Earth at some point. Whether now, later, who knows? But eventually we'll get there as well. And it's in the works, it's in the plans. The plans are everywhere. Cyber Soldiers 2050, Elon Musk Neuralink implants. You read my testimony and my SSP timeline, and you'll find similarities of things already that are comparable, that are beginning to be created on Earth. So the evidence is there. It's all there. It's parallel, actually. So this is what I wanted to discuss today. When somebody asks me for evidence and proof, I've linked the puzzle pieces together and dotted the I's and the T's. I've done it. I found comparables of my SSP testimony to what's being planned for Earth. So I've done the work. I am a researcher as well. I'm not just an experiencer. I'm a researcher too. And I've looked into things, I've looked into the comparable technologies, and it already exists on Earth to some degree, starting with Neuralink implants. And if you ask me, am I going to get implanted? No, no, thank you. Been there, done that, not interested. Don't want it, had it removed from my brain. The Neuralink implants, the 4 that I had it removed with psychic surgery. So no, I'm not getting that, I'm not for it. I don't want that again. I've had that tech in my brain, so I'm not signing up for that. Especially, they're not the advanced form of what I had, the Neuralink with an A. That's not the advanced form of what I had with the Nano Neuralink implants. So no, I wouldn't get Elon Musk's implants. It's not what I had to begin with the tech. What I had was more advanced. So no, I wouldn't sign up for it, and I wouldn't recommend you either. So basically, that's my response in terms of evidence and proof. And anybody who wants to vet me, any of the researchers or other experiencers, you're more than welcome to study my information, to talk to me, to contact me. I can talk about my experiences quite easily and do interviews, and I have for years. I've archived all my experiences because I believe it's part of the disclosure and it needs to be out. So thank you so much, and namaste.